So apparently Forest have agreed with Lyon a fee for Fofana, one of my shopping list players. But this is Forest and things aren't quite that simple. Welcome to your Forest news. Good morning, good evening, or good night. Hope you guys are doing well and welcome to part 2, I guess, of transfer news because things are starting to move. Now we're in the new PSR year. If you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed as well if you are new. And coming up on this one, I'm going to be telling you about apparently a deal agreed between Forest and Lyon, between Marinakis and Textor, tweeted by Romano. But then some controversy. So we'll get into all of that. If you want to grab me a coffee, it's been a long day, don't forget to scan that QR code or click on the link that's pinned in the comments. And let's jump into this, and we've got to talk about my boy Malick Fofana, man. This guy's on my shopping list. I talked about him, I think, a week or two ago. I'll leave the video on the end screen, and this for me was one of my favorite left wingers that we could potentially get, especially with Lyon in the issues they're having financially with the relegation, well, a pending appeal into Ligue 2. This one felt like something Forest could get done. And obviously Marinakis owns Textor, so you'd like put 2 and 2 together. So when Romano goes and drops a Bomba today, and he says, exclusive, Nottingham Forest have agreed a deal with Lyon for Malick Fofana, but no agreement yet on the player side. It goes on to then say, Fofana waiting for Champions League clubs, with Chelsea still keen on the player, and understand that Bayern and Napoli have also called to make an initial approach. So my phone goes off crazy from Ops fans saying Forest no pull. You're agreeing deals, but the players don't seem to want to come. And I'm like, where does it say in that tweet that he isn't coming? And it makes sense. Look, when we did the video on it, his expected fee is going to cost somewhere around 50 million euros, maybe 40 to 50 million, like at a push. So you're looking at least 35 million pounds, probably more on the 40 million pound mark. However, with recent developments at Lyon, with the fact that they've been relegated, there could be some kind of fire sale. I would fully expect Marinakis to do what he's been doing to Textor. Now, Romano tweeted this, and then about half an hour later, a lot of people were calling it out as lies. In fact, to the point where you had some huge French outlets saying, there's not even been a discussion between Lyon and Forest over Fofana. So it's all in a bit of a mess right now. Do you believe Romano, or do you believe what the French guys are saying? I have to say, Romano's been getting quite a lot wrong on Forest, in particular this transfer window. He's tweeted out about the 3 Brazilian players deal done, then he tweeted out that the 2 players were done. And then eventually he's done the Igor Jesus, and we kind of told you all along Igor Jesus was the one that was definitely done, not the other 2. So he's got that wrong already this summer. So his credibility for me, obviously Romano is still Romano, but you got to understand a lot of his information is being fed to him from agents. You know, it could be agents pushing it, it could be clubs pushing it. Doesn't necessarily mean he's at the deal table discussing it with the players, with the Forest recruitment team, etc. So they can get things wrong. And look, I can say from our side, it's, you know, things happen as well where people change their mind. So you could have had a situation where he was right at one stage about all 3 players joining Forest, and then Cunha's changed his mind, or whatever happened. So things can be quite fluid. But for this one to get poo-pooed so quickly after Romano tweets is actually quite interesting. I'll talk you through the article in just a second. But even though I got a feeling that Romano's wrong on this one, I want him to be right because I want Fofana. Like, what a baller he is. He's quick. He's got a low center of gravity, high agility and balance. Can score goals as well from that left-hand side. He's hungry. I understand he's probably going to win Champions League football. And if he doesn't join Forest, for only that particular reason, then we only have ourselves to blame because of what we did at the end of the season. Because this guy would be a steal. Even at 30 or 40 million pounds, I think he's an absolute bargain. So let me run you through the article first. Let's bring it up on screen. So this is coming from Futmuseto or Mocato, I don't know which way you pronounce it. It says no agreement between Lyon and Nottingham Forest for Fofana. Oh, I can read again. I can read. I'm 4 eyes, but I can read. This is so good. Anyway, they go on into a lot of details about Fofana and how Textor is giving up kind of the presidency of Lyon. And then I'll just take you onto the bit here that's relevant to what we are. It says here, 15 goals and 7 assists in 62 matches. Fofana has also seen Chelsea get close to Lyon, but the Blues could not be overtaken by a less posh team. Don't know what that means. Romano assures that Lyon and Forest have reached an agreement for the transfer of Fofana without any amount being specified, and I think that's the key point. We'll come back to that. Fofana is, however, still very far from joining the City grounds because according to our information, there is no agreement between the two clubs. We can even add that the French and English teams, I think that's what they mean with the translation, have never held discussions on a transfer of Fofana. So it's all really down to who do you believe. Now, for sure, Chelsea are interested, but they're getting closer to signing potentially Kudos. That could be happening if Madueke goes from Chelsea to Arsenal, which is absolutely hilarious. That then has a knock-on effect onto Hamad Kudos from West Ham, who's trying to, Spurs are trying to get at this stage in the transfer window. There's a lot of dominoes. One falls, it can create another one to fall. That one can then create a butterfly effect onto other players. I am certain Forest are 100% interested in Fofana. We heard links about this 2 weeks ago when we brought it to you, so it came as no massive surprise to me that today someone like Romano was tweeting about it to say that Forest have agreed a deal. And I've seen a lot of Crystal Palace fans putting on their tinfoil hats and saying, you see, this is the text of Marinakis thing. It's all a conspiracy because they want to get us out of Europa. And you know what? I hope there is a conspiracy because there is some sense in what they are saying. If now Lyon can prove and provide enough finances for their appeal, it is likely it gets overturned. They've got the backing of PSG and some other giants, as we've discussed before. Now, they've already gone and sold Lacazette to the Saudis, so they've brought some money in there. If Textor can get rid of some other players, like Fofana, who's going to bring some money in, then the potential of the debt that they have, it gets smaller and smaller and becomes more manageable, and maybe they can do a business plan, etc., to get that fixed and get themselves still in there. And Palace fans see that as a very worrying sign, because if Lyon can overturn their appeal, then the likelihood is Lyon will be granted Europa spot and Palace will get kicked down. The talk is right now about Conference League and we get promoted up to Europa. And what a player this guy would be in that Europa League for us. He would be absolutely phenomenal. So right now, my stance is this. I'm skeptical about it. I've spoken to a couple of the other journalists waiting to hear back from them. When I do, I will let you guys know to who's telling the truth. Is it Romano or is it the guys on the French side? Let me know who you think is the truthful one in this fiasco, which is absolutely fascinating. It's basically day one on the transfer scene now. And already Forest are heating it up. So get your thoughts in on Fofana. Would you take him? But he could be expensive. Let me know in the comments down below. If you've enjoyed the content, please don't forget to hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed if you are new. And we will see you on the next video. And go check out the original link to Fofana. I'll leave it on the end screen. Come on, you Reds.